Hey Gemini, how are you doing? This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Keep in mind, this is a general read. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. What is going on for the fabulous and most magical gems? What do you need to know? What do you need to see for your highest good? And a card fell on the table. I'm going to take it. Present time, the Nine of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. What's coming towards you? The Two of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. What you're focused on is justice. Major Arcana for Libra. In your blockage, or what you need to release and let go, is the Emperor. Major Arcana for Aries, also read that as Scorpio. And your outcome is the Knight of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Okay, Gemini, let's clarify this and find out what is going on. Present time, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is, yes, a very beautiful energy of taking good care of your health, wealth, happiness. That's also about graciousness, beauty, luxury, and the deposits. This is always my TLC, doing something nice for yourself, getting your hair did, getting your nails done. I'm also getting something about your boundaries. So placing healthy boundaries where boundaries are necessary. Could be also something to do with entrepreneur or making your own way in the world. It means you don't rely on anyone. This is about, I own myself, I make my own money and I get myself through my own day. Very independent and solid energy. So this could be wanting some kind of independence and breaking away from some kind of contract. Because in your blockage could be, yes, rules, law, or something that binds you to another situation. So what is this Nine of Pentacles? And the Nine of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Well, the Nine of Swords is thinking and stressing and thinking of worst case scenario when worst case scenario doesn't happen. Nine of Swords can also be not all the thoughts that you think are real. This could be a little bit of body dysmorphia. I always call this my picking myself apart, of like worried about what other people think of you if you are an entrepreneur, or worried about what other people think of you if you are single. There's something about worry. So needing to get more rest, needing to get more sleep, and place a boundary with your mind. What's coming towards you is this Two of Swords. Now, Two of Swords, yes, could be stuck at a crossroads, making a difficult decision, tough choice or decision. One is the truth, one is an illusion. You might not have all the information on some kind of circumstance or contract. Maybe something is not in your hands at this time, especially this could be an authority figure or something about law and order. And with this is about finding a nice balance with your thoughts. It is also cause and effect. Actions have consequences. So not all the thoughts you think are real. And even if you're looking in the mirror, there's something about you picking yourself apart. So be more kind and gentle and soft with yourself. That TLC is really important with that Nine of Pentacles. Two of Swords can also be dealing with my two-faced friend, my two-faced boss, my two-faced lover. Or something here has to be faced and they're really nervous or worried about it. And the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Well, the Two of Swords is not talking, but you're thinking and stressing about a circumstance or a situation a lot, or another person. The Four of Pentacles is suppressing your feelings. So bottling up your feelings. And when we suppress our feelings or bottle up our feelings, we could definitely explode. And who we usually explode on is the people closest to us. So that Four of Pentacles, also the Two of Swords is avoiding, and the Four of Pentacles is withdrawing from a circumstance or a situation that is keeping you either stuck or small. And that Four of Pentacles is also my miserly card. So somebody here could be either in a place of gripping and holding on to you, codependency, or desperation. It means they only give you the time of day when they feel like talking to you. Otherwise, this person doesn't give you the time of day. And the Fool. So with the clarifying with the Justice and the Fool, could be dealing with an Aries or a Libra. Could be a father. Capricorn energy, father. Fool card is about no risk, no reward. Having little to no worry, little to no baggage. You're just going to go with the flow and see what happens. There's something about go with the flow and see what happens. You could also be dealing with somebody who acts aloof and foolish. Maybe that's why you're ignoring this person. But there's a level of doing something on your own, though. Okay, so what is this Emperor? Now, the Emperor, yes, could be a boss, somebody who is an authority figure. This could also be a person who makes firm and fair decisions, and this is also about stability. It is also about a person around you has a totally different vision on a circumstance or a situation. So make sure everybody's on the same page, which we're not because we're not talking a lot. So there needs to be like more communication instead of just like, maybe you're looking and you're like, well, I have to address this person, and you keep like replaying something over in your head, or like maybe you have like some kind of script that you want to say to this person. But, you know, this could also be, you know, rigidity, stubbornness, or abuse of one's power. You know, somebody who could be very controlling. And then the Four of Pentacles, again, stagnant or stubborn. So what is this Emperor? Or if it's something legal here, it's not in your hands at this time. So just focus on what you can control and release and let go of what you can't. And the Five of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Yeah. And if the shoe doesn't fit, don't force something to make it fit. Because as you can see with that Five of Swords, it's to cut your losses, lose the battle, and at the end of the day, you will win the war. That Five of Swords can also be somebody who is trying to bait or hook you back into a dynamic. And you could be saying, who do you think I am, a fool? I already know what you're about. So there's something about this person is karmic to you, or the cause and effect. So your actions have consequences at this time, whether they're negatively impacting you or positively impacting you, depending on what kind of high vibration you want to be in, or if there's a situation that's negatively impacting you. This is also being distracted. This is somebody who is a bully, belittler, or a backstabber. It is also something about divorcing your job, divorcing, you know, a relationship. This could be a friendship, could be anything here. Your outcome is the Knight of Swords. Now, Knight of Swords is Gemini, Taurus energy. There's communication coming in out of left field. This can also be something about impulsivity, like rushing something or trying to force or push a situation to, and who's ever doing the pushing and forcing, it will backfire on that person. So Knight of Swords. There also could be saying something without thinking. Saying something without think. So what is this Knight of Swords? And the Nine of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Well, the Nine of Wands is about you protecting some kind of situation. I'm getting something about write down all your thoughts. Because you're protecting what you're going to say. Something that you are protecting here. Nine of Wands can also be a situation of what you resist persists, plus you have the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. What you resist persists. So you could be like, oh, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of dealing with this person, but there's not enough of withdrawing from a new contract, or it's about like no risk, no reward. And here, this is also about rejection is protection. So if anybody's trying to like push or force a situation or push or force a shoe to fit, like don't try to force a shoe to fit. Like it almost feels like round peg, square hole, or whatever that saying is. And the World. That's a beautiful energy. I was just going to ask about your present time here. So the World is about completion, closure, tying up loose ends where loose ends need to be tied up. I'm also hearing tidying up. So this could be a situation where karmic cycle is complete and freedom. So this is about doing things on your own, or a situation possibly at a distance. Could have been dealing with a fixed sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. I'm also getting something about you really putting yourself out there on a platform. Now, this could even be putting yourself out on a dating website or something like that. And you're really picking yourself apart, picking your body apart, comparing yourself to other people. There's something here karmic about the circumstance or a situation, especially with the Five of Swords. Somebody also could be trying to get you to come out of your bubble and be more rebellious. So what is this Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles? Avoid and withdraw. I'm also getting something of being stuck between a rock and being stuck between a rock and a hard place, but there's something about closing this out before you take action on something new. Yeah, and the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Well, the Queen of Swords could be somebody who is in a place of helping you, like a middleman. You need like a middleman, a go-to, because I feel like whoever you have a situation with, so this could be somebody who is unbiased, or something about a mediator. This person could also be helping you as well, of sorting out some kind of paperwork, or to help you make this choice or decision. Queen of Swords can also be somebody who is very cold and avoidant, or maybe you have become really cold and avoidant to a person or a circumstance. Yes, it is also, I'm open and receptive to conversation, but I'm really not putting up with anybody's garbage or BS. Could definitely be dealing with a Libra. Queen of Swords is also, you know, somebody single, widowed, divorcing your job, divorcing this person, or something here about a withdrawn and avoidant type of a person. So what is something about truth and clarity? Somebody also has a truth and clarity. What is this Justice card and Fool in your focus? And the Seven of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, being caught off guard or by surprise. Okay, so Seven of Wands is about being proactive or reactive. The more and more that you can be proactive in the circumstance or the situation, the more and more success or whatever, to stay on task and laser focus on your own journey. That's your growth spurt. Seven of Wands can also be dealing with somebody who is very defiant and defensive, or there is something about you advocating for yourself, standing up to a naysayer, standing up to a bully. Seven of Wands is also one or two things here, Gemini, are a priority to you. The rest is noise, obligations, and, you know, yeah, just noise or obligations or projections. I'm also getting something about, yeah, this person, even if you hold, again, the shoe, go back to the shoe. Stop forcing some kind of shoe to fit, or a person trying to force this shoe to fit. Because it's a person in a place of like, kind of like my way or the highway, or this, you can't hold this person responsible or accountable. Like no matter what you say to this person, they won't take the ownership on their half of what role they played in it. Again, control, rigid. Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a win at all cost situation. It means I don't give a crap about your feelings here, Gemini. I just want to be in control of the situation and I want to be right. Five of Swords can also be, you know, a person, again, that doesn't consider another person's feelings in the dynamic. So even if you were to like take this person, again, if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to make it drink. So this person doesn't have the same vision as you, or they don't see it through what your lens. See, you have a different lens than this person. It's a different perspective. So you don't have to convince this person of anything. What is this Emperor and Five of Swords? And the Two of Cups. Yes, conflict of interest. It could also have something to do with like father, mother. So this could be have a situation where your father and mother are involved, and maybe, you know, maybe they have ownership to the land, and then, you know, something about father and mother. Maybe you grew up and saw your parents fighting a lot. So again, that Five of Swords is usually somebody who wants power and control over the situation. So a person who wants power and control usually is verbally manipulative. So this person will use either fear or get very angry or pissed off. Is because you're trying to gain control over the dynamic. But gaining control over a dynamic, well, you'll always be in friction with this person. It's a very masculine energy. Two of Cups is also, you know, usually two peas in a pod, your yin to your yang. Conflict of interest, and the shoe is just not fitting. So what is forcing the shoe to fit? And you're resisting on, focus on you grow. Knight of Swords, making swift, quick movement, fast. Being caught off guard or by surprise. And the Three of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Well, the Three of Wands is about plans in motion, plans in progress. There's something about you speaking last. Something at a distance. Now, you could be releasing and letting go of a person at a distance. Because Three of Wands is always about, yes, expansion, growth, or somebody around you or you here, Gem, has a high expectation on how they should think, walk, talk, and feel. And again, it's like trying to force this person to see. All you're saying is, you know, this is red. Can you not see? Like, this is red. And they're like, nope, I only see pink. And you're like, yeah, but no, it is actually red, right? Trying to convince somebody here. You can't convince this person. So Three of Wands is about getting out of your comfort zone, but you have been still pretty persistent on this old dynamic. But you won't be able to hold this person accountable or responsible. Or maybe somebody is trying to hold you accountable and responsible for whatever in this work dynamic as well. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about, yes, teacher-student learning. This can also be something about commitment, connection, something to do with the government, federal. Maybe this has something to do with challenging government. It can also be some kind of group, club, organization. Now, these cards here, Gem, are cheeky. So getting out of your comfort zone. There's something about it's coming full cycle, full circle, or you could also be relocating and or moving. And somebody has been really resistant and trying to keep you in this element as long as possible. And yeah, you could be a little bit pissed off and angry, but just don't do anything impulsive of when you're feeling burnt out. You are going through some tough shish. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired arse up and handle it. Yeah, so again, when you're in a place of burnout, somebody here wants you to react. So there's an element of putting that boundary up to not to react, because as soon as you react, that person around you, whoever is trying to get the reaction out of you, owns you. So there's a level of finding a situation where you could be a little bit less reactive and more proactive. You think someone's lying? They are. You think somebody is lying? They are. And yeah, maybe that freaking ticks you off, of course. But again, like I said, you're saying it's red. And they're like, I'm pretty sure it's pink. And they're doing it on purpose. That's why I said you're dealing with somebody who you could pull this person to the water and be like, this is water. All you have to do is drink it. The shoe doesn't fit. They have a different vision as you, or a different perspective. And everybody has a different perspective in life. You are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own darn drink. So this is again, with that Nine of Pentacles, I'm getting a little bit of, because you've been through a lot, or there is something about the body, like you're comparing your life to another person's life, or there's something about doing something on your own. You're really afraid or worried about it, but I feel like there's some kind of sense of freedom of wanting to be on your own or doing something for yourself. Right? Thinking worst case scenario of when worst case scenario doesn't happen, and what you resist persists. So something about, I don't know what's out there, but you have to trust it's going to be good. Today, I'll be the badass I was too lazy to be yesterday. I don't just show up, I show out. I don't just show up, I show out. Yeah, today I'll be the badass I was too lazy to be yesterday. Yeah, so we have our lazy days, and maybe there has been a situation where you have been shrugging something off, and I'll just shrug all this paperwork off. Hopefully it just disappears. It's not going to, so you still have to address it to close it. Some people are toxic, and I avoid that shish. I protect my peace and keep my circle strong. So yes, rejection is protection. Try not to force this. Somebody might be forcing this shoe to fit with you. And you're dealing with somebody who's like not taking no for an answer. Well, tough kitty paws. I am an effing masterpiece. I make things happen, period. I make things happen, period. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. I am a winner. I keep my eyes on my own success. Yes. And so that's about staying in your own lane, focusing on what Gemini is doing versus what everyone else is doing, especially with the Seven of Wands, because Seven of Wands can be, yes, people projecting onto you or trying to throw things at you, or, you know, trying to make you as the one-sided dynamic problem when it takes two to tango. Quail, get back to the basics. So getting back to the basics is like waking up in the morning, going and drinking your coffee, being excited for the day, and appreciating that you have hot water, appreciating that you know, have a roof over your head, appreciating the small things. And then it says purse, pay attention to your finances. Gong, an exciting event. It's catching you off guard or by surprise. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So is there paperwork or some kind of situation that you do need a middleman or a mediator to help you sort through some kind of paperwork, or to actually help you sort through an issue? Because the Queen of Swords can, yes, be somebody who is unbiased and somebody who's a middleman. It means your middleman go-to. So you've been avoiding on opening up to this person as well, or somebody around you is like cold as ice and really hard to deal with, right? Dolphin, financial gains usually coming from something you did in the past. And that's that Three of Wands. Is my ships coming in? Yes. Broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. So warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. If you're forcing to put a shoe to fit on some shoe, it doesn't fit. Round peg, square hole. Hills, obstacles to overcome, and star, guaranteed success. Yes. So stay in that Nine of Pentacles energy. You just have to understand that you have value just for being you here, Gem. So you are definitely important, but you have to also see yourself as VIP. You're the most valuable player in the circumstance or the situation. So this is about you looking in the mirror and being able to be confident in who you are as a person. Because I'm getting a little bit of you like picking yourself apart, or like there's profuse sweating, profuse worry about what the world thinks about you or what you're doing possibly online. Maybe you're putting something out online. Well, maybe it's a little bit controversial. Yeah, maybe it is. But, you know, putting something out there, people put stuff out there all the time, and you're not going to know until you try. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this resonates with you. Like, share, subscribe, and Gem, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can also do so in the description box below. Click on the link. It will take you to the website. You can check out the options there. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.